Hello YouTube, this is Terrell. Today is Friday, June 29th, 2012. And we're looking at an orbit diagram for Elenin rolled back 1 year and 11 days. Now this is the position of HMO, the way that this is unconfirmed. All this stuff is unconfirmed. I'm giving you what I have from one source, okay, that's not been able to be confirmed. But it's a threat that it looks real for many reasons, and I'll explain to you why. Okay, this is where apparently HMO is approaching. Remember, below the plane, it's passed under the asteroid belt and it's reaching Mars orbit right here. This is not the position of the Earth. To get that, you have to go 11 days forward. Okay, so what we've done is we've created a right angle right here. All right, when you draw a line across, you have December 18th on the far side, June 24th on this side. All right, you have center of the front orbit over here, which is March around the equinox on the back. September 23rd is back here. All right, and the outside orbit on this side divides our circle of the Earth orbit into four parts: first quarter, second, third, and fourth. Okay, now we have a magnetic portal connection stretching from here to here that has been getting longer. See, as we crossed orbit on May the 8th, and we started orbiting away from HMO. That stopped June 24th. That's why you're seeing the earthquakes and everything kicking up again. Canary Islands are kicking it off first, but it's happening everywhere. Okay, we're still on the cusp of the Earth change starting. I see we're the nearest to the sun on this side. We're the farthest from the sun on this side over here. All right, July the 4th, we're the furthest away from the sun. So that magnetic portal connection is stretching. It's going to continue to stretch until July the 8th. That's helping to offset what's happening from HMO. But after July the 4th, we're orbiting back towards the sun, and HMO is getting closer to us. See, as we continue, then now we're getting closer to the sun all the way around to here, and this HMO is going to continue like this through the summer. You see the kind of situation we're looking at as it gets closer and closer. So I'm expecting the changes to increase exponentially coming up after July the 8th, okay, based upon proximity. Okay, now those of you that are wanting the 2-second report, hit the back button. There's a lot I'm going to cover for the next 12 minutes or so. Okay, I want to show you that the magnetosphere event is still happening. Remember what happened on the 12th right here. Look how the bow shock right here is on the dark side of the Earth. This is Leo constellation over here. The subatomic particle stream coming out of Leo is more powerful than the solar wind. Some people are speculating this could be caused by a gamma ray burst. Impossible. Gamma ray bursts are divided into two groups, those under 2 seconds and those above. And of those above 2 seconds, that group, the average is 20 seconds to 40 seconds. Plus it has to pass through the protective mechanisms of our solar system, which has another bow shock. Imagine this is our solar system. It has a bow shock facing the interstellar wind. The interstellar wind is very powerful. It is what creates the bow shock for our entire solar system. Okay. In order for anything from a gamma ray burst to pass through that protective shield and through this protective shield to turn our magnetosphere around for 28 hours, gamma ray burst is impossible. Also, this is turning around facing Leo. If we were getting something on the plane, I would expect that it would be coming out of Pisces, not out of Leo. Okay, anything off the galactic plane. All right, it's also going to be at a 60-degree differential because the ecliptic plane is 60-degree variant to the you see how this is flipping around? Now it's flipped around. This goes back to the beginning because the solar wind is coming from the sun and it's flipping back and forth because you have two opposing sets of waves. Okay, now this right here, this fella here, I'm going to put the link in the description box. You can check it out yourself. This event is still happening, but now we're at a right angle. Right? We're at a right angle. We're not between the sun and Leo. So what's happening is you have waves coming in. The waves coming in off of HMO. See, we're around here like this now. The waves coming in off of HMO are spiraling this way. The waves of the sun, see, the waves of the sun are coming out this way. So the Earth is spinning this way, and it's making arms that spin around, right? When those waves hit us, the waves off of this guy here are spinning the opposite way. Now we are in a place right here where these waves are splashing against each other and neutralizing momentarily. Now when that happens, you get a neutralization of those waves, you get this. Now what's going to happen is you're going to see an octagon shape here. Okay, this is normal. Whenever you have counter waves, you have a wave from HMO countering the waves from the coming off the sun in the form of solar wind. Whenever they neutralize, then the magnetosphere turns into a ball and you get an octagon shape. If that environment stays neutral for long enough, you're going to get a 16-sided polygon. Okay, now we've seen this shape before on Saturn. You're going to see the same shapes here that you see. You see this shape here? This is the shape of our magnetosphere whenever the waves neutralize each other. Okay, now this is important. You guys need to wake up about this stuff. You're not going to get it in 2 sentences. You have to do a great deal of research. Okay, and this is what it points to. This event is continuing to happen. Just like I said, it's every 10 to 14 days because another magnetic arm is coming in off of this heavy mass object. It has rotating, spiraling electromagnetic arms. Whenever the Earth was over here, it turned the magneto tail this way. Now that it's over here, the magneto tail wants to turn this way, but the solar wind is kind of going, it's not exactly the same direction yet. Whenever HMO is here, they'll be going the same direction. These waves coming this way, these waves coming this way. Right? So the fluctuating magnetosphere is telling us that we have 2 influences. That's the key that they don't want you to figure out. Okay, now the next thing that I have to share with you is this stuff. This is something that you need to read. Disable is USA secretly liquidating dissidents? They are. This is what my investigation has led to that's caused my group to break up. You need to read this information on what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time. This is my press release right here to the all the media. I sent it to 100 of them. The Associated Press, everybody. Okay, this is a press release. You can read it. It concerns the FBI murdering Americans, and it also, I'm using the government documentation for 9/11 to prove that. Okay, and this is the letter that I sent to the FBI, to every field office. This is 7 points that prove, using government documentation, that the FBI not only helped orchestrate the events of 9/11, they're right now covering it up, and they're covering it up by systematically murdering Americans. That's what they're doing, and it's plainly obvious. Whenever you look at all the documentation, this is a letter to the Mansfield Hospital. These are the doctors of Michael Owens. Michael Owens is dead, and this is what he died from. Myocardial infarction, pneumonia, respiratory failure. This is my mother went to the hospital at the same time. She has a heart condition now. She was just released recently. She went in the same time as Stu Noodle, the other feature writer for my newsletter, with pneumonia, respiratory failure. Stu Noodle went into the hospital, 34 years old. Multiple heart attacks while in the hospital, draining his lungs from fluid, respiratory failure. He is healing now. But the letters, the emails that I received from Stu and from Michael Owens, here's one from the 19th before he died, they're saying the same exact thing, mystery virus. The reason they think it's a mystery virus is because it's so small. This is nanomaterials that are inside of us that they're using. Okay, this is a NSA a government operations, a covert operations letter. That this was an article that was in the Nexus magazine in May 1996. This is information from 1974. This is how old this stuff is. And these guys are more sophisticated in 1974 than you think they are today. But today they're using artificial intelligence, nanotechnologies, and stuff like that. They don't no longer have to stick you with a needle to infect you. The nanites are already inside of everybody. That's what chemtrailing is about. Those nanites are finding your stomach environment and crystallizing. Those crystals are growing filaments. That's why they don't want you to know about borax, because borax is the nano filament replication inhibitor, right? That's what grows the antennae on the corners of the crystals. So anyway, this is how they are able to affect us today. I've been turned off many times using this technology, but they haven't killed me yet, right? The people that are dying are those with pre-existing heart conditions. Right, Stu Noodle was strong enough. Now they've choked him. What they're doing is choking us until we turn blue, and then they let us go, unless you have a pre-existing heart condition, and then it kills you. Okay, that's the pattern that I'm looking at here, and it's very, very serious, and people need to know about it. All this information is here. Remember, this is from 1974, and what they're using today is much more sophisticated. Okay, Um, and people are all up in the air about Obama and the upholding Obamacare. Well, Supreme Court, the judiciary, all the judges, your congressmen, that they're just puppets for the Council on Foreign Relations. The working groups, those working group mad scientists are the ones working with HARP. HARP is 244 installations. We learned about that from Billy Hayes, right? His blog is right here, right? And that's where I learned a lot of the information. I'll include his radio stuff. As a matter of fact, if we look at this press release, then you're going to find at the bottom that this information, there's my blog, my letter to Internal Affairs FBI that I sent them earlier. Um, there's other links here, all kinds of places to track the information that I'm talking about. This is a Honegger, Barbara Honegger. She's a Navy journalist, senior Navy journalist. She was advisor to President Reagan, and she knows about 9/31/39. That's whenever, there's a typo right here, by the way. That's whenever the missile strike took place that took out the Navy commanders, the second submunition bomblet, blew up inside the strong room, inside Navy Command in the Pentagon. They were attacked. They were sent there deliberately so that they would be attacked. They were trying to launch ships. They were trying to launch Navy jets off of carriers in order to send them to the Washington and the New York City theaters, and they were murdered deliberately. And they're what I call sleepers. They were put right into harm's way. And right now, inside the FBI, the CIA, there are people that are going to the underground bunkers that are fully aware of what's going on, and there's sleepers working beside them that are being deployed into harm's way so they can be murdered right along with the rest of us whenever this HMO gets here. All right, so this seems like it's very complicated, doesn't it? Well, that's because it's all connected. All this stuff is connected. The HMO coming in, right? 9/11 and the continuity of government. They're preparing for this. This is what it's all about. They don't want you to know about this, the magneto tail turning around, bow shocks facing the wrong way, because this what appears right here is impossible. It's impossible for the bow shock to turn and face away, and the tail to actually face the sun. It's impossible unless there's a secondary source of subatomic particles that is local, right here with us, right on the right on the celestial plane, right? So this is all connected. But my point in bringing this up about, I need to get, let's see, I need to go back to where I was, right here. Open up a new window. The upholding of Obamacare, the judges. I mean, there's no reason to be upset about this. With NDAA, was signed December 31st, 2011. That NDAA, that's Defense Appropriations. That's where Halliburton and Blackwater and those guys get their appropriations, right from you, through Defense Appropriations. Those are the people that built the FEMA camps and those that are going to maintain the FEMA camps, Halliburton and Blackwater. See, the black helicopters you see, they're not from our government. Our government is a bunch of fascists. They're working with the corporate elites. Hughes Raytheon, Blackstone, people like that. Blackwater, those are the black helicopter people. Right? Well, our recent set of, let me see if I can open this up for you. Let me see here. Let me see if I can open up this for you. This is a Lyle let. The Lyle letter that is right here. Let me open this up for you guys. I'll include it in the link list. Okay, in this letter right here, you're going to find information. This is where it starts. Last year, the military rushes to block global elite's underground escape route. This is explosions in Colorado. Okay, they moved. This pressure is moving eastward. Okay, and I'm bringing that out for Lyle in this letter. Now, this event right here happened in Michigan, right? In Michigan, we had massive explosions. Those are lava tubes that are breaking right here. On the way to the convergence zone right here, this pressure is moving from the calderas to here. And whenever the pressure gets there, the fun is going to begin. That's why they started the wargaming right here. They know this is happening. I know it's happening, and they don't want you to find out. Okay, that's it for this update. All the links are down below. Run your own investigation. Don't believe what I'm telling you. Do it for yourself. But whenever things happen, continue happening to my people, then you're going to know why right here. You guys have a good one. See you later.